Welcome to Ask the Good Doctor. We are here for your health. Thank you for joining me on SiriusXM Urban View, Channel 126. I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, and I am here to share gems about how to attain, maintain, and reclaim your perfect health. Please join me on Twitter at Ask the Good Doc, on Instagram and Facebook at Ask the Good Doctor, and don't forget the YouTube channel at Ask the Good Doctor LaJoyce Brookshire. I'd love for you to subscribe and come and check out all those great educational videos. Oh, I know you'll love them. Let me thank you. I want to thank you. This is a season of thanks. Let me start here. Yes, I want to thank you all for rocking with me this past year. This is my anniversary show. Yay! Remember the Flintstones? Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Okay, am I dating myself? That's okay, because there are some of you out there who do remember the Flintstones and remember the happy anniversary song. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for sticking with me this year. Thanks to you, we have been renewed for another year. Yes. And we are going to have an action-packed 2019. That's a promise. We are going to get around to a city near you with the Good Doctor live events. And right here on air, we are going to feature more healers and helpers to share their wisdom to guarantee your success on your wellness journey. So I want to thank all of you all for contacting me about your health issues. And many of those issues are so much to handle in emails and through social media. So I've created for you a fall tune-up, and it is a 1-hour phone consultation with me, and the offer is good until November 30th. So if you're interested, send me an email at askthegooddoctor@msn.com. And recently, we kicked off the Alkaline Eating Challenge, and there is always so much talk about alkaline versus acidic, and that's why I did it, because it's can be sort of a conundrum. So I hope that you all have seen, and many of you have, the charts that I've posted on the things that you can eat and the things that you should not eat. And we've been keeping it 80% alkaline, and it's been an amazing journey. I've lost 13 pounds on the Alkaline Eating Challenge, and I want to hear your health praise reports also. And you know what? I don't want to stop here. So we are going to amp it up even further. And now we are going to have two great guests on the show today who are going to help us amp up into a challenge that I call the 30 for 30 challenge. Today in studio is the certified fitness trainer and corrective exercise specialist and author of the book, The First Aisle. He also wrote the book, The 2-Minute Office Workout. So I'd like to welcome Kirk Charles to the studio, who got tied up in a little traffic, but is on his way up the steps. But by phone, we've also got the Minister of Wellness, Nate Jordan, the author of Genocide by Food and Medicine. Hi, Nate.
Hey, Sister LaJoyce. Always a pleasure to hear your voice.
And a pleasure for you to be here too, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get to some questions from the Vegan Soul Sisters group. And I want you to jump in on this one, okay? All right. Rhonda from the Vegan Soul Sisters group, she asks, I'm making every attempt to go vegan, but there's never anything on the menu for me to eat. Can y'all help me? And you know what? The response from the whole group was one of the answers that I would give as well. And for instance, Rhonda was in a restaurant, and she was about to leave the restaurant, or was about to sit there and have a cup of tea, I assume, when her husband jumped in and said, you do have vegan options. Don't you have a farmer's market, a farmer's omelet? Well, take everything in that omelet and put it on a plate and mix it in with some potatoes and give her rye toast and put avocado on it. And I said, that is exactly what I would have said, because we're always in this conundrum of what to eat as a vegan if we're not in a restaurant that is a vegetarian or a vegan restaurant. And I am always saying, you know what, there is always something that we can find to eat. And we have to become more creative at ensuring that we're satiated as well. Now, let me just say that one of the things that I am opposed to, for instance, in a lot of restaurants, they always have mushrooms as an option for an omelet. And you know what? I always ask the question, are the mushrooms fresh? Are the mushrooms fresh? Because canned mushrooms, that slimy mess, I don't know what that is. I say, I'm serious. I say no to that. And I don't do food stuff. So voila, you've got your vegan meal with your avocado or your guacamole right on top of your rye toast. No butter if you're going vegan, and real butter if you're going for some fat per day. And it's incredibly alkaline, and you've got your alkaline meal. And you know what's beautiful about this? The pictures that she posted, the sister, her husband ordered up that meal. You know what? Guess what? Your family really is listening. They might not do it, but they're really listening. So I want to invite you to be the change that you want to see. This journey is not for everyone, but baby steps are required to master the lifestyle. And my advice to all of you is, if you fall, get back up. That's all you got to do. Get back up. We all fall, but we get back up, okay? Now, Andrea from the Vegan Soul Sisters group says, I became vegan for health reasons. I have high blood pressure, and my doctor wants me to lose 52 pounds. I'm working out 3 to 5 days a week, and my concern is that I'm retaining so much water and no weight loss at all. It's stressful because I've committed to the vegan lifestyle, and it seems as if something is not working. Help me. So I want to go to the Minister of Wellness. Nate, what do you say to the ladies about this answer?
Well, and of course, I 100% agree with you with the first email. That's exactly what I would have said. With this sister struggling, what we have to understand is that there's a difference between veganism and then eating an anti-cancer diet. There is a difference.
Yes.
My mother asked me this yesterday. We was at a vegan Thanksgiving event here in St. Louis that I spoke at, and she asked me what's the difference, and I told her, well, veganism only means that it's devoid of animal. So it doesn't have any animal protein in the diet whatsoever. Eggs, fish, whatever, no animal protein. That's it. But I mean, with that said, that means that I could pour me a bowl of Frosted Flakes with some almond milk and have a Coca-Cola on the side, and I'm still a vegan. So that's not enough. We have to focus on foods that fight cancer, foods that stop abnormal cell growth, and those are your plant foods, or foods that grow right from a garden or on a tree. So that's what she's doing. She needs a good, a good health coaching, a good thorough health coaching that will help take her to the next level, to learn how to eat a plant-rich diet correctly, not just focusing on veganism, which is again, that's just mainly a focus on I'm not eating any animal protein, but it's much more
than that
to health than not eating animal protein.
I so agree with you, Nate. And you know what's interesting is that I have a lot of questions for Andrea. And first of all, in your quest to become a vegan, are you eating 80% alkaline foods? Or are you masquerading as a vegan with a steady diet of junk? Right. Are you eating lots of soy food substitutes? That's my question, because a lot of vegans eat a lot of soy food substitutes, which is dangerous because it's the most heavily pesticided crop in America, that and corn. And finally, are you eating a lot of carbs, Andrea? If you have become a vegan for weight loss, then these are the questions that I'm asking, because these are the things that must be avoided to avoid the pitfall that you're in, especially what you're describing here. You know, it seems the hardest thing to do when transitioning to a healthy lifestyle. Both of my guests have done it today, and we encourage you to do it too. So, Andrea, one of the things I want to say is that 80% of your food should absolutely positively be alkaline. And then when you do that, when you cut loose the carbs, I see a lot of the posts on the Vegan Soul Sister site that show a lot of people with a lot of carbs, a lot of potatoes, a lot of starch, a lot of pasta, a lot of breads. That is just fine. But if you are going for the weight loss model like you are, Andrea, where your doctor has suggested that you lose, how many is that? 52 pounds. Then for health reasons, then you have to avoid those carbohydrates, which really turn into sugar. So I hope that answers your question. I want to thank you, ladies, Vegan Soul Sisters. All right. See you all next time. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AskTheGoodDoc, on Instagram at AskTheGoodDoctor, and Facebook at AskTheGoodDoctor, and on Instagram and Twitter at AskTheGoodDoc. It seems to be the hardest thing, transitioning, right, Nate? But you did it. You did it. And now that the holy days are upon us, we want you all out there to make it healthier for the holidays. Nate, what is one way we can maintain our health during the party over here and party over there season?
Well, we need to understand that we can have great taste and comfort and pleasure food without it destroying our heart and perpetuating cancer growth. You can make very similar dishes, but you're just taking away all of the toxins and pollutants and the saturated fat and cholesterol. So we have to get out of this mindset that to celebrate we have to kill ourselves. That's foolishness. You don't have to destroy yourself to have a good time. You're not going to have a good time because you're going to put yourself at higher risk for a sudden stroke or heart attack.
Yes.
So there are thousands of recipes that exist just to help people get through this season that unfortunately has become, unfortunately, I've had to dub it the title, the season of gluttony.
Come on.
So that's what people become educated. I'm talking about a sister. She got in touch with me and asked me about, because I mentioned oatmeal raisin cookies can be made healthy, and I gave her the recipe. It's sweetened naturally with dates, and she said it was excellent.
Of course she did.
Right.
Of course she did.
I encourage, and that's why I encourage people to. I am posting a tremendous amount of recipes for the season on my Facebook page, the Minister of Wellness, and then of course the Eat for Health book that I have on my website. It has 150 different recipes, but you don't have to give up. You don't have to just act like this is going to be a period where while everybody else is feasting, you have to, be just resigned to salads. No,
that's
you can
good.
make
Absolutely.
gourmet meals.
Absolutely. And you can also get the Ask the Good Doctor cookbook, which has 103 recipes about, and it's recipes to enhance your wellness journey. Doing the exact same thing. You're switching out, you're changing partners. That's what you're doing. You're switching out family favorites that have been made that have killed generations in our families, and you're switching it out for healthier options. And believe it, the family enjoys them. And gluttony is not a word that we use regularly in our lexicon. People like to tiptoe around the truth by saying things like overeating or I can't believe I ate the whole thing. But actually, you're right. It's gluttony.
Right. Yeah. It is. We have to tell it. We have to tell it like it is. I know that's a biblical word, but it's a word that destroyed the health of my father, who was a pastor. He had 9 strokes and died at age 66. And every holiday season, we would gather around a whole table full of junk food.
Yes.
And pray over it as if the Most High is obligated to turn, a hog maw and fat back
say it, brother,
into a nutritious meal for our bodies. But we have to wake up. That's a pipe dream. It's not healthy and it's killing us.
That's for sure. It
destroyed him. I just spoke to a very prominent bishop, and he agreed with me. He's over 400 pounds, and he wants me to health coach him. And he agreed with every word that I said. That it is ridiculous that we're sitting here and we're using faith to justify our food addiction.
How about it? How about that? That's another show, my brother. Let me just say that. And you know what? Having worked Having worked in a level 1 trauma center, I know firsthand that Binge Meal will send you into an MI alert. And for those of y'all, that is a myocardial infarction, better known as a heart attack. Hospitals stack their employees during the holiday season and on big game days because they know that some people cannot control themselves. But guess what? The hospitals are ready for you because they know you're going to be there. The trauma centers and the trauma bays and the emergency rooms are crowded during the holiday seasons and on game days. And guess what? When you ask them, what did they eat? When you ask them, what did they eat? They will tell you they had a celebratory meal. Of course, I had my Thanksgiving dinner. Of course, I had to celebrate the game. My team was winning, and then they ate the whole pizza. They ate the pizza with the meat lovers pizza with the extra cheese. And this one guy said, oh, yes, well, because I looked at his phone. He wanted me to contact his sister. And I looked at his phone, and the last call that he made was to Pizza Hut. And I showed it to the trauma doctor and he said, dude, did you eat the whole pizza? He said, yes. I said, no, the question is, what kind of pizza did you eat? And he said, oh, an extra large meat lovers. He said, and that's why you're here with us, because that was a fact indeed. And the guy was just laying there like, really, he was like, but I'm 36 and I'm a gym teacher, laid up with a heart attack. Okay, after a binge meal. So the gluttony part is, what we can do. And so what we should do is what, Nate? Tell us.
Right. So like you said, you have an excellent book with recipes and then the book that I have. So people need to get access to recipes and take with them to the party. Take your healthier food.
That's right.
Take your healthier food. Be an example. Be a light. Don't be a follower and keep riding on the death train with everyone else just because they're eating themselves to death. Bring your desserts like we do. That's what
correct.
we do. We bring our desserts for over to the family, and then our family they'll try sweet potato pie without sugar in it.
Yes.
And they're surprised how good it tastes.
Because sweet potatoes are already sweet. Thank you.
Right, but I don't want people to do. It's a failure to just don't go over there and just say you're not gonna eat. That's not gonna happen. You're gonna go there and binge because the foods, these Franken foods, are designed to hook the brain just by the smell of it. Mm-hmm. These things are scientific concoctions.
Yes,
they're meticulously designed.
Masquerading as food.
Right. And so you want to, especially if you're trying to lose weight and you don't want to gain a bunch of weight, you want to eat, you want to load up on the anti-cancer foods before you go. So that's when you want to load up on the strict foods, the plant foods, the large salads. But no, take your gourmet meals and desserts with you so that you can still go there and enjoy eating. So we're not talking about, you don't have to deprive yourself. We just have to weave around, not so we don't get sucked onto the death train. So don't be afraid to be different. And a lot of people are afraid, and that's one of the components of food addiction.
That's right. And you know what? It is one of the components of food addiction. And you just said the magic word. You said you can go and enjoy eating, but really our attempt is to go and enjoy fellowshipping. That's what we're doing. And fellowshipping has traditionally, especially in our community, been surrounded by food being the centerpiece. But the question is, what kind of food? What food are going to keep us healthy? And as Kirk Charles has just sat down, and he's going to tell us all about that in the next segment. But what kinds of foods are going to be healthy? And let me tell you something. When you make the switch, and when you make something that's beautifully presented, and when you make something that is oh so yummy, and people want to try it, they may frown at your cauliflower dressing, but let me tell you something. I can't keep it. I mean, literally, I'm going to buy probably 8 heads of cauliflower to make enough dressing to satisfy, because the 4 that I made last time were not enough. Okay. And I'm going to make my traditional cornbread dressing. However, I'm making a healthier option as well. The 2, and there's nothing wrong with my cornbread dressing because I make my cornbread from scratch and I get my corn from the farm. my cornmeal from the farm. But we're going to take a break. And when we come back, Kirk Charles is going to talk about the importance of fitness. Yes, and we're going to talk about our 30 for 30 fitness challenge that we want to do with you. It's Ask the Good Doctor on SiriusXM Urban View, Channel 126. Welcome back to Ask the Good Doctor. We're having a little bit of fun here with Earth, Wind, and Fire, of course. I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire. Joining us is Dr. Kirk Charles. I'm calling you doctor. I'm calling Dr. Nate doctor.
I like that.
He is a certified fitness trainer and corrective exercise specialist and author of The First Aisle and The 2-Minute Workout. Welcome back, Kirk.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, good. Listen, one of the first things I tell everybody who comes to see me is that they must work out. Must. And it's one of the things that we can do for free.
One of the things you can do for free is, think about this for a second. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is a crunch. That's free. That's the first thing.
The first thing you do is pee. Go ahead.
Well, you got to get out of the bed. I'm assuming you're getting out of the bed, right? So you sit up, and then the next thing you do is stand up, which is the ascending portion of a squat. So those are your first two things. Then if you go to pee or urinate, you sit down.
Okay.
Some of us do. And then you get back up. So you're squatting. And you're doing crunches all day long. You got to work your core. And then for your upper body to be in a plank position, doing a push-up or any type of plank is good. Mm-hmm. So those three, I think you must do all the time.
Absolutely.
Crunches, planks, and squats.
Yeah, you kicking me. You're killing me with the 20 crunches. He had us on a fitness challenge doing 20 squats every hour for 8 hours.
Yes.
You know, the little overachiever did it for 10 hours.
Well, you should, because you're an overachiever. We expect more from you.
Yeah. I had to stop doing the push-ups for just a minute, but I know how to do the crunches.
Well, you can do it. Just hold a plank. And you could do a push-up against the wall. You don't have to be down on the floor.
Now you tell me.
Well, you're an overachiever. I didn't think I needed to tell you. But you can do it against the wall or a desk where your body is a little elevated or you're on an incline. And it's very easy and simple. And
it's not easy. It's just easier.
Well, it's easier. It's easier. But you'll probably notice that the combination of all those exercises didn't really take that much time.
No, they don't. It doesn't take a lot of time.
So you don't need a heck of a lot of time, but you do need consistency.
I do like the crunches. And one night I was just about to get in the bed and I didn't do them. And I got on the floor and I was, and then when you get to like 80, then my husband was like, "What are you doing?" I'm doing my crunches.
Tell him I am beautifying myself.
I'm getting it right, baby.
I'm getting ready because we just don't know what's going to happen.
Get me back to my pam. My poom, pam, poom. Now, what do you suggest those who are getting back into shape, like, people who have come to an injury like myself? I fell and had a devastating foot injury for a year and a half, and I went literally from a wheelchair to crutches to a walker to the knee scooter to a cane to shuffling around until really it just wasn't sore anymore and it healed itself. And I rejected the surgery, holla, because I'm that girl. And I did it the old-fashioned, what shall I say? What's his name? Rocky
Balboa.
The Rocky Balboa way. I took it through the snow and I took one for the team. And the 30-pound weight gain. So water aerobics has helped me get back into shape because it's low impact.
Which is a great exercise. And as we get older, we do tend to need more low impact exercises.
Yes,
I must admit it. Although we are very young and we look great, but the clock is still ticking. Are you? I don't think you are.
Yeah, how old are you?
55.
I told you I remember 55.
And you're 45, I thought.
No, baby.
35?
No, baby.
Okay, well.
I'm older than 55.
Okay, well, let's just...
Heading to 57.
Heading to 57. However, as we get older, we need less impact because of the knees, the ankles, the hips, what have you. And you have to start out slow. But first, make sure you're cleared by your doctor to engage in the exercise. And if you need to go through physical therapy, do so. I get a lot of clients at the gym who come to me after going through physical therapy. So we want to make sure we don't re-injure or aggravate whatever type of chronic or maybe even acute injury that you had.
Sure.
So we must proceed slowly, but again, I must stress consistency is the most important thing.
It is indeed.
If you work out really, really hard 1 hour per week, you increase the odds of being injured. I see it happen all the time.
True, absolutely.
So I'd rather you do, like I said before, the squats, the sit-ups, the crunches, push-ups. Just do those mildly or just let them seep into your day. And it doesn't take a lot of time, but I'm telling you, you will build up the power that you need in order to do further exercise.
Now, we are going to start our new year, new you program right now.
Yes, we are.
And we're not going to wait. We're going to get a jump start on the holy days and the cold, the really, really cold weather. Is that a good plan?
That's a great plan, because now we are entering the most dangerous time of year
How so?
for physical fitness, because we're going into the holidays.
Okay.
And as soon as Thursday comes, people are going to pig out, and I know they will.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to go for it. And then what's going to happen? All of the holiday parties start.
Yes.
And then the holiday is actually here. Then New Year is here.
Mm-hmm.
Then everyone floods to the gym. Oh,
Yes.
I'm going to get it together
First
in the
week,
next 30
the first
days.
week.
And then they peter out after like 7 to 10 days.
Yep. And
for the average person.
Can I tell you something? This is the from Thanksgiving through Valentine's Day is like my downtime in my office. Like I could literally close shop, go on a world cruise, and then come back and get ready for everyone. Literally, my phone barely rings, and that's okay because it's the ebb and flow of the industry. But in the gym, people get that, and except there are a couple of people who do come like the first couple of weeks of the new year who are really serious about their New Year thing. But I am completely opposed to the binge holiday season, and then I'm going to do something in January to combat that. What do you say?
I'm opposed to that also, because that's one of my top excuses for people. I'll do it after the holidays.
Yes.
There's always a holiday every month, and there's
Come
another
on.
party, and then there's this and that. I mean, there's always something coming up. So you can't use the holidays as an excuse to not do what you know you should do.
Okay.
So again, if we don't bite off too much regarding the exercise, and we stress consistency and not a whole lot of volume, but consistency, and as you build up tolerance, you'll be able to do more. If you do it that way, you will have less tendency to fall back into bad habits.
Okay.
And just not do anything and just become lazy or a couch potato.
Yes.
So consistency, small amounts to start out, and gradually build yourself up instead of trying to cram it all in one setting. And that's what the average person does, because they're just so shocked and appalled. Sometimes when they look in the mirror, they're like, I can't believe I let this happen. I got to do something right now. And you go crazy.
Or you go to put on something and you really figure it out. And you come out of those stretch pants and you really see the what.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
now what is the best diet plan while exercising for good health?
While exercising, well, I'm a staunch veganism supporter. Although I don't like that word vegan. I like resultitarian.
We are resultitarians.
We're about results.
I love it.
So instead of trying to get my clients to go vegan, I stress high fruit and vegetable consumption, especially a lot of raw foods. I'm of the opinion that half of the food that you eat should be raw food, and half should be cooked vegetables and grains. That's the way I do it. But for my clients, I stress to them at least 75% of what they're eating should be plant fare. Okay. I'll give you the extra 25% to play around with. Okay. Just so you get used to it. And then once you get used to it, then we're going for 100%.
Okay.
So it takes time.
How about it does take time?
It takes time, and you can't rush it. And I found that out the hard way.
Okay. Isn't that the truth? Yes.
I found it out,
now, what supplements do you recommend while exercising on a vigorous plan?
I don't take supplements when I'm exercising on a vigorous plan. I feel that we should stress the fruit and vegetables, number one, but I stay away from the high protein supplements. Okay. I'm not a big believer that you should overload your body with protein, because in this country, we have diseases from too much protein, not too little. So I think we've been oversold on that one aspect. Aside from that, the way they're made, there are like a lot of cancer-producing agents in there, and IGF-1, and a lot of methionine, things of that nature. And these are all chemicals. So I would probably stress more of the herbal supplements if you have any particular ailment. But I stay away from the protein supplements.
I understand that. And if you're going to have a protein, it needs to be a vegetarian one, like a pea protein. That's an excellent one. Or an organic protein. My favorite is, I can't even call the name of it right now. I just see the big blue jar. But it's so incredibly, it gives me such a rush of energy. And also the protein thing, it really depends on your blood type. Are you with the eat right for your type syndrome?
I'm not with the eat right for your blood type.
Let me tell you, it works for some people. And
I've heard some good things about it, but that's not something that I know much about.
Subscribe to, and I don't exclusively subscribe to it, but when nothing else is working, I have to look at that.
Well, you have to explore all options.
You have to explore all options.
But the foundation must be a good diet, fresh vegetation.
Oh, yes.
That has to be the foundation. And once you get that foundation in place, and if you feel you need something to add on top of that, go right ahead and give it a shot.
Yeah.
But that has to be there, because if you don't do that, I don't think anything else can really take off. It's like a tree. If the root is all mangled and the trunk grows crooked, well,
Come
the
on.
tree can't grow as high as it possibly can. But when the foundation is solid, you can soar and take off.
That's right. And see, one of the things that I like about supplementation is the fact that a lot of people's trees are not solid yet.
Absolutely.
And what I help people do when they come to me is I help them to establish a baseline that's missing. And we have to first establish that before you can go bouncing off thinking you're going to do anything, because that tree without those roots, the wind's going to blow and you're going to get pneumonia.
Definitely.
So first we have to do a whole lot of building up. So I like to flood the body with nutrition, food and supplementation, because the one thing about the food is that we must eat food. When you're talking about eating from the first aisle, like in your book, it better be organic, or it better be on the Clean 15 list.
You get the best food that's available to you.
That's right.
But for those who may not be able to afford organic, or you don't have organic supermarkets in your neighborhood, you do what you can.
That's true. And then I like the Clean 15 list by Environmental Working Group, and also their Dirty Dozen list. So the Dirty Dozen, the Clean 15 are the vegetables and the fruits that you don't need to purchase organic because they're okay. They're not pesticided at all. Avocados are not. Bananas are not.
And I eat plenty of avocados and bananas.
Plenty of avocados
yes.
and bananas. And so some things we can save money on by understanding what's not pesticided, because that's the reason why we're purchasing organic in the first place.
And in general, would those just be the fruits or veggies that you can peel? Like bananas?
Yep. And yep.
Exactly. Strawberries, I know. Can be toxic.
Do not.
Okay.
And grapes and apples and
I love all
celery.
of those things too. I love them all, yes.
But there's nothing like the smell of organic celery. It is
I put it in a lot of my dishes.
I put it in every. And so does my daughter. My daughter is on an exclusive diet, steady diet of organic celery and organic applesauce. And if I want to punish her, I go, no celery and no applesauce. She go, no, I need. And I posted a picture a couple of days ago that she had made her own snack.
Which I saw that picture.
Yes, and it had celery, blackberries, grapes, and something else in there. But
well, she should be here with us telling us what to do with.
Well, she's at dancing right now, so
good
she
for
does.
her.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, it's interesting that, you say that when the first aisle, only buy organic when you can,
yes.
you say. And also, but what's interesting?
Yes.
Some people don't believe in the concept of eating fresh vegetables, that they are so trained familial-wise. It's a familial thing to go to that frozen food section. Or get those canned string beans.
But sometimes we got to break tradition.
Sometimes.
I don't want to say it, but I was sort of raised on alcohol. I could continue to drink it. I was drinking beer when I was a kid. It was fun too. I didn't know what I was doing, but I couldn't continue that. So sometimes we have to break tradition. We have to do something a little bit differently.
To get a different result.
And it's about being a resultarian.
There
it's
you
about
go.
results.
And that goes along with what I always teach, is that your biography does not have to be your biology.
Not at all.
Unless you are doing exactly the same things that mama and them, auntie and them, and granny and them did.
And those things are they're human beings. Sometimes they just don't know. And when we're little kids, we look at them like they're gods. And then we grow up and we're like, wow, they are a little bit flawed. Well, they are, but they're human beings. And sometimes we have to re-educate ourselves and we have to try to bring them along. So my mother's a perfect example. I love my mother to death, but I'm threatening every time I go to visit her to just burn the refrigerator. Take it in the backyard, just get rid of it, blow it up. But when I go down for Christmas, she lives in Texas. I'm going down and I'm putting her on a plan, and she's doing great with her exercise.
Yeah.
But the food is much more difficult than the exercise.
Because it's habitual.
It is habitual, but she's doing great, and we got to get her blood pressure in check, weight in check, just like everyone else in this country. But she's doing an excellent job. I'm sure she'll hear this program, so I have to tell her how great she's doing.
Yay, Mom.
And she's kicking butt. She's 74, 73.
Nice.
She's doing very well. And I told her, this is our goal for you next year, Mom. And for everyone out there listening, you have to have a goal. She has to be able to run 2 miles by June, which is her birthday.
Ooh, blessing.
I'm not taking anything less. So when she's out there, walk a block, run a block, do whatever you have to do, get up to 2 miles, because she's coming up here and I'm running in a 2-mile race with her before my 5-mile race. So she must be ready. And she's She's doing what she has to do.
That's beautiful.
She's doing great. Very proud of her.
Very proud.
And she looks good. Now, I tell my mother also, and sometimes you have to remember how you were when you were young.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the gym today with a lady. She's about 40 years old, and her daughter's 21, 22. And I said, didn't you look just like your daughter when you were that age? She said, yeah, I did. She looks good too. I'm like, yeah, she looks great. She's, 18 years old. You can still do that.
Yeah.
You can have it back. My mother, she was in beauty pageants when she was young.
Oh.
She had me when she was younger, and she won Miss Fine Brown Frame and this and that. I'm like, go ahead, Ma. And I've seen the pictures. I'm like, Ma, that's what we're shooting for. Now, some people call me unrealistic. That's fine.
No.
But that's my mother. I expect greatness from.
Haven't you seen the bodybuilders? that 80-year-old woman was the...
Ernestine?
Ernestine,
yeah. Ernestine is tough. She's tough.
Fierce.
Ernestine is hot. I like Ernestine. She's a nice lady. I don't know her, but I would hope to meet her one day. But she is tough.
Listen, that is like the moment to cut her out and place her on your refrigerator and aspire to be that.
And she started later in age, I believe, in her 50s.
Later in age.
So anytime.
There's
the best
hope.
time to start is right now.
And just because we're in our middle age having this conversation, that does not negate the children. Remember the conversations that we had with Pamela Avery and Lisa Pinkett about the issues of getting children to move and the statistics of poor children who are not even exercising every day since they've cut recess out of the schools.
It is so scary.
Seriously? So they could stay in and work on a computer?
It scares me.
And this is why we have the vitamin D deficient society sitting up under fluorescent lights all day, every day. And let me tell you, that's another show. I digress. I'm sorry.
Well, I got to get my tan on, so I need to be outside as much as anybody else.
As much as possible. And you need your tan. Are you kidding me? I need my tan too. Open that sunroof every single day and let the sun shine in. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so sunshine is important. Get outside as much as you can. I prefer to be outside exercising. Mm-hmm. And, I ran like 4 or 5 miles today. Almost killed me. But, I did it.
Why did it almost kill you?
Because I'm not in... Every year, I have a friend, and we run on Thanksgiving in a race, a 5-mile race. And she's fast.
Okay.
And she's only like 35 years old. Oh. So she's going to try to kill me, and I have to be prepared. So I had to get out there and run.
You mean someone's challenging Kirk Charles?
Yes, I get challenged all the time. These young folks who are trying to bump me off and take my place, I'm like, not just yet. So I have to be prepared, and I'm not giving up yet. I will be fighting in the grave.
And we want to challenge you as well. We want to engage in a 30 for 30 fitness challenge. It is committing to 30 days of exercise for 30 minutes every day. And this is not just for adults. Get your children moving.
Great idea. Do it with them. Do whatever you have to do.
Lisa Pinkett from Go Tiger said that she got the idea to create Go Tiger because the playgrounds are empty. And I was thinking, wow. And I thought about in my own neighborhood in a rural area, people have playgrounds in their yards. So they're not going to playgrounds unless it's like a designated group play date where there are too many people to be in your yard on your stuff. But other than that, they're not in playgrounds, especially in inner cities. And I take up the safety issue, but we have to create our own safe spaces.
Things have changed, I guess, since we were kids. Now kids have video games and they put the goggles on or the glasses and they can see themselves moving and they're not actually moving. I don't understand it, but the culture has just changed. So we have to figure out a way. The 30 by 30 is excellent. We have to give them the impetus and the motivation to actually move and do something.
Yeah.
Combined with eating properly and no excuses attitude.
No
they
excuse.
all have to go together.
No excuses attitude.
None.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go away. And when we come back, Kirk Charles and Nate Jordan will outline us what to do for food and for the body during the holy days. I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire on Sirius XM Urban View, Channel 126. Welcome back to Ask the Good Doctor on Sirius XM Urban View, Channel 126. I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire here in studio with Kirk Charles, a certified fitness trainer, and the Minister of Wellness, Nate Jordan, author of Genocide by Food and Medicine. Hey, Nate.
Hey.
Okay. Now, I know we've just completed the Alkaline Challenge, which has been awesome. I'm personally going to stick with it. And now we're going to have our 30 for 30 Fitness Challenge. It's committing to 30 days of exercise for 30 minutes every day. Now, this is not for adults, just for adults. Get your children moving. Get your mom and them moving. Everybody, move. Oh, that should be like that. Wasn't that Michelle Obama's campaign? Let's Move campaign. Yes, absolutely. And Kirk, for everyone out there sucking their teeth, because I like that. I hear things through the radio. See you sucking your teeth, rolling your eyes like, oh gosh, what they're going to ask us to do next. Tell us 3 things we should be accomplishing for the fitness challenge.
3 things. Number 1, we want to lose some weight because most people want to do that, but I don't want you to focus too much on the scale. I want people to see more striations in their body because some people are more heavy set than others, and we can't always go by all the BMI and the weight numbers. You just want to have muscle definition, and especially in the midsection. So if you see muscle definition in your midsection, you're doing very, very well. That's number 1. Number 2, energy. I always say find someone half your age and work out with that person. If you got kids, hang out with them because they just have boundless energy. And number 3, we would hope that you drink a lot of water, eat a whole lot of fruits and vegetables because it will help your skin clear up. And a lot of times when you have skin rashes and all types of things going on that you don't want, the first thing we want to do is slap something on top of it instead of working on the inside and so it comes out. So those are the 3 things that we should be looking out for.
And Nate, what would you say we should be eating for the 30 for 30 challenge?
Well, if your goal is optimal weight loss, then I agree with sticking with the alkaline, or another word, the AntiCancer food. So that's the 6 superfoods, or the G bombs: greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. So it's the SSS diet: smoothies, salads, and soups.
I love it. Okay.
Right.
What else?
I mean, that's right. For maximum weight loss, you stick into those those foods that go straight from that garden and on a tree. That you combine that with the fitness challenge, and as the brother said, you'll tremendous results.
And I agree 1,000% with what Nate just said. 1,000.
Absolutely.
And I would also stress again a combination of raw and cooked. I like both because there are some nutrients that are better in their raw state, some that don't really survive the cooking process. So both, I would
Absolutely.
suggest.
And one of the things that we don't discuss a lot is the fact that people who are not used to eating healthy foods, they need to eat cooked vegetables before they start jumping into raw, because they're going to have a problem digesting.
They could have a big problem.
Problem digesting. And that's where some enzymatic support can come in with taking digestive enzymes, because to overcome the gaseousness that can occur with eating some raw vegetables when the body is not accustomed to it. But hang in there, because it will change. It will change for sure. Now, one of the things that I say we should be mindful of during this season, of course, is to stay alkaline whenever possible. So when you eat that sweet potato pie at grandma's house, it won't kill you. That's where you want to be. You want to be doing the healthy things most of the time, so that when you take a left, occasionally, you're not going to die.
And we do. We take those lefts.
Yeah, and it's okay sometimes.
We run off the road sometimes, but you got to get back out of that ditch.
Now, don't eat the whole patty pie. Okay? For me, I can't even take a bite. But
well, when you take one,
No, I can't. You know what?
See,
some
I just
things
have to stay away.
Yeah, exactly. Because some things are just so over the top, overt, that I just have to say, no, I pass. So, and one of the things that we have to be mindful of too during the holiday season: don't accept every invite. Don't feel obligated to be everywhere. Pace yourself, my lovelies. There is going to be another party in 2 days.
Definitely.
There's probably going to be another party tomorrow. Pace yourselves. Drink water, please, especially if you're going to be drinking alcohol.
And what I suggest is eat before you go to some of these parties, because then you won't binge once you get there.
Pre-game
Before you
all
go.
the time.
I do that all the time.
I do too. But what's interesting is that people always say, look what I made you, LaJoyce. I have my little corner, my little stuff over there, and I say, thank you very much, and I eat the tomato. But I'm okay with that. But I have already eaten once I arrive, and I just blew my own cover. But, that's what I'm doing. So I am really fellowshipping and socializing. We also want you to go to bed by 10 whenever you can, because there are going to be a lot of nights when you won't.
That's a big problem. I have a huge challenge, staying up too late and getting up way too early.
That's why
I need some extra rest.
That's why you think I'm 40, whatever you just said earlier. That's because sleep is an elixir.
I believe you. It's the best thing going.
It's the fountain
of youth.
It is indeed. And this is how we will keep it healthier for the holidays. Now, how can people reach you, Kirk?
They can reach me online, kirkcharles.com, KIRKCHARLES.com, on Twitter, KirkFitBeyond50. And that's the best way to do it. I'm here. I'm available.
All right. And Nate, you have an event coming up. Tell us all about it. How do we reach you too?
Yeah, so my website is theministerofwellness.com. And if you search anywhere on any social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, The Minister of Wellness, and you'll find me. For those in St. Louis or the surrounding area, I'm having a 2K19 health and wellness seminars designed for anybody struggling with obesity, diabetes, whatever you're struggling with. You want to come to this seminar, and I'm going to have holistic medical doctors there, and they're going to give you all the knowledge you need. I'm going to have a personal trainer in the same frame as the brother on the brother Kirk here. And then I'm going to do what I do best, and that's motivate people. Motivate you once you get the knowledge, because there's a lot of people that have a lot of knowledge, but they can't overcome those 12 components of food addiction. I'm going to go over all 12 of those too.
Give me one right now. Just give me one component of food addiction.
Well, the worst one for this for the season of gluttony is the fifth component. That's social normalcy. Everybody's eating themselves to death, and most people cannot step away from what everybody else is doing. And then the ones that are doing it because they feel ashamed and guilty about what they're doing to themselves, they want to keep other people sucked on the death train with them.
Into the vortex.
So that's, yeah. So that's the fifth component of food. So it's December the 28th, 3900 Goodfellow at the Omega Center in St. Louis, Missouri. It'll start strict. We'll open the doors at 5:15. The event will start promptly at 6 p.m. Till 10 p.m. That's December 28th, 6 p.m., just the first of many. And, of course, I look forward to all of the events, Ask the Good Doctor events I'll be doing with you in the future. But that's to help people kick off the New Year's here. You can find out more information about this particular event either through my website, theministerofwellness.com, or you can go to gethealthy2019.eventbrite.com, gethealthy2019.eventbrite.com, or if you need to call me for whatever reason, 202-753-9954.
Okay, brother. We're going to post you up, Minister of Wellness. Thank you so much. So St. Louis, get ready in the surrounding areas. And also, St. Louis is close enough to the East Boogie, right? Got to get down from the Boogie from Illinois. That's a Chicago. That is so downstate Illinois. East Boogie, East St. Louis, Illinois. Trot on in there to St. Louis and support our brother. But not only that, be ready for those health tips for yourself so you can start the new year on and great footing. And we're going to have a New Year, New You event as well with Ask the Good Doctor Live as we come to a city near you. We're going to be doing it first in New York City once again, and we'll do that sometime in February. But remember to join me and follow me on Twitter at Ask the Good Doc, where you will see all of the things posted about our guests today, on Facebook and Instagram at Ask the Good Doctor, and our new YouTube channel, Ask the Good Doctor LaJoyce. I want to thank my awesome team who make everything go around here. Coordinating producer Tremel and chief engineer, and our new engineer Christian, Irving Wright, the supervising producer, MJ the digital trick, and Mahogany and Winter on video. Thank you so much. And I want to thank you all for embarking on this journey with me this year. It's been a wonderful thing, and I could not have done this without the fabulous, fabulous team that you all are. Love y'all. Kisses, 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 kisses. I love y'all. They really do make everything go, and I can't do anything without them. Ask them. Anyway, even run into my car when I forget my scripts. Love you, IW. That does it for me. Remember to let your eyes shine, cut back on the wine, get good food fast, and go easy on the greasy. Until next time, I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, here to help you attain your perfect health. Let's do it again next week, okay? God bless you.